Hello, everyone. It's Craig back with another Blu-ray review, and this time I am looking at Solo, a Star Wars story, now available on Blu-ray multi-screen edition as well as the 4K collector's edition pack. So, you might have heard a couple things about Solo if you didn't see it before. Of course, it suffered some production issues in the early stages of its making, but then it finally released in theaters this past May with director Ron Howard at the helm and a great cast, a star-studded cast, bringing to life kind of the origin story of Han Solo, starting when he was on Corellia all the way to the point that he meets Lando Calrissian and eventually makes the Millennium Falcon his own. So I am still shocked that I actually enjoyed this movie going into it. I thought I was going to dislike it thoroughly, and then I was one of those people. I was just pleasantly surprised and couldn't believe that it wasn't a bigger success than it was. You know, that could go into deeper elements of, was it released at the wrong time? Was it the wrong story to choose from? Was it the wrong cast? Was it the wrong director? I'm not here to really talk about any of those things. I'm here to talk about the Blu-ray, which I think for the movie alone, if you didn't see it in theaters, but you like a good Western adventure movie that's not overly brutally violent, doesn't have a lot of foul language. I sound like a weird parent that's 90 years old or something at this point. I don't even know what I'm going with there. But I think the movie, it stands alone on its merits, and it's absolutely worth picking up on Blu-ray and making it a part of your collection, especially if you have all of the other Star Wars movies. But as always, I like to talk about the special features on here to really seal the deal on whether or not you should pick this up. And in this case, I'm going to say absolutely. Again, the special features definitely enhance the watching experience. So there is a good handful of behind-the-scenes kind of documentaries on the film. The best feature by a long shot is Solo, the director and cast roundtable, and essentially it is Ron Howard sitting down and he's moderating a panel made up of Alden Ehrenreich, Amelia Clark, Woody Harrelson, Tandy Newton, Jonas Suotoma, I believe is how you say his name, the guy who plays Chewbacca. Then I think that is that. Oh, no. And then, of course, Paul Bettany, everyone's favorite Paul Bettany, and they go into the film's making, and they share candid stories, and there's a lot of laughter, a lot of looking back at fond moments. They share each of their stories of when they tell about when they found out that they got the call that they were going to be in a Star Wars movie, which I think it's cool always hearing that. They each have a unique story, and of course I forgot Donald Glover's a part of it. Lando, duh. My brain's not working fully right now, so I do apologize with that, but it's a great bonus feature. It lasts close to 30 minutes, so it's a good amount of information out there. Highly recommend it. There's also another cool one, Kasdan on Kasdan, and that's a special feature from Lawrence Kasdan as well as his son Jonathan, and they of course wrote the script for Solo, a Star Wars story, together, so it's kind of cool seeing both sides. You get the history of writing Star Wars movies with Lawrence, but the new fresh take with Jonathan. It's a very cool special feature. Then they also have some of the behind the scenes that I mentioned, like the remaking the Millennium Falcon takes you through the current state of the Millennium Falcon from Solo. So it goes over some of the touches in it, how they got the look for it. Pretty cool. Of course, you get some Lando moments in there as well. You have Team Chewie. There's one on Escape from Corellia, which kind of shows how they filmed the escape scenes while using some specialty vehicles. That it's actually pretty interesting, as well as the train heist. It shows how the big Western scene that they had in the movie, where they try to steal the jet fuel or the space fuel. I forget, coaxium, I believe, is the actual name of it. But they show how they brought together that entire scene, which I loved. They had Becoming a Droid L337, which, if you know how I feel about her as a character, you could probably skip that one. They had Scoundrels droids, creatures, and cards, which kind of showed off the bar where Lando is introduced for the very first time, and they kind of go into Sabacc and then into the Maelstrom, the Kessel Run, which focuses on how they brought the Kessel Run to life. It's nice. It's an interesting. All the special features, I think, are worth watching at least once, but again, the Solo, the director, the cast, and roundtable, you're going to get the most out of that. There are a handful of deleted scenes, none that really add anything to the movie overall. The only one that I really like, it's called Snowball Fight, and it is this 30-second clip where it must have just been a random outtake, but Chewie and Han just start throwing snowballs at each other, and it's so bizarre, but I wish I would have left it in the movie. And yeah, that is pretty much it. So I enjoy the movie. I think you will too. Special features definitely add to it. I'm going to go ahead and say just don't even wait on it. Go out and pick up Solo: A Star Wars Story, whether you want to get it digitally or on Blu-ray or on 4K. There's no bad way to get it. So that is going to do it for this Blu-ray review. We'll be back with you for another one at some point in time when the next movie comes out. But until then, happy watching.